Now to another major project underway right now in St. Pete. The goal is to tackle tidal flooding that pushes saltwater onto streets even when there's no rain in sight.
It's been a big problem for folks in 10 Tampa Bay's Chris Hurst got an up-close look at the work being done right now in one homeowner's front yard.
It'll fill the streets. It'll look like a little lake out here sometimes.
Kerry Shuey lives on Bayou Grand Boulevard in Shore Acres and lives right on a canal. And too often, higher than normal tides push salt water onto his street.
And I try to avoid it because it'll rust out the brakes, and I've had to have that repaired a couple times.
This morning at low tide, crews hired by the city of St. Pete got to work replacing an ineffective backflow preventer right next to Shuey's home. The old one was installed nearly 15 years ago, and Shuey says it's never stopped the tidal flooding.
Our neighbors don't want to drive through salt water, and nobody wants to drive through salt water. It's unnecessary, never should happen, and the city finally listened to us.
While the city already was planning to replace 14 backflow preventers with a newer, more watertight model, the Public Works Director says the flooding from this past year's storms raised the urgency to replace them all citywide.
We hope that will slow down, but it may not, and so we've got to tackle this now.
This is the fourth backflow preventer that the city of St. Pete has installed. They have about 50 all told throughout the city to try and alleviate high tide from coming into people's streets. The only thing left to do here now is to put in air so that they're able to dry the concrete. For Shuey, he's glad to see something being done to address the problem.
Hopeful that it will work.
But he's not ready to say the problem's solved.
It's a wait and see for me.
In St. Petersburg, Chris Hurst, 10 Tampa Bay.
So the city is starting with the smallest backflow preventers first, which each cost between $10,000 and $100,000, depending on the size. It hopes to finish replacing all of them by the end of this summer.